Hey guys, welcome back to Storekeep Farmstead. So today, Steve and I are putting nest boxes in for the rabbits. So let's talk about, is it hard to raise rabbits, and is it worth raising rabbits on your homestead and farmstead? Steve, what would you say is the hardest thing about raising rabbits?
Getting the cooperate right now.
Yeah, they're not always that smart.
Getting them to breed can be a pain in the butt. Getting them to breed, I think that's the worst thing of them all.
Are they good moms?
No, not really. Some can be, some can be just god-awful terrible.
So they are not good moms, guys. They're not good moms in the wild. And when you cage them or colony to raise them, however you're going to do it, it's not going to make it any better. They're still just bad moms. What would you say like the second biggest issue with raising rabbits would be? Okay, so breeding is number one.
Keeping nest boxes clean would be...
Oh, yeah. How do you clean your nest boxes?
I bleach them, wash them out real good. Then I take a big torch and just do a light burn on them. And it kills all the rest of the bacteria that the bleach doesn't get.
Yeah, it gets all the fur and stuff off. Because you don't want them to...
If they have fur on it from the last, if I took nest box from her and put it over here, she doesn't like that. They're territorial, basically.
Yeah.
But, and don't use hay. Hay strangles the kits, they're just skin. So they're like moist. And whenever you put the hay in there, it tangles around the neck. So
it kind of sticks to them. Like you said, the babies are moist. Their skin's moist until they get fur.
And then you go with the bleeding again.
Yeah, so the cages and the rabbits each, you tend to get a lot of scratches on you dealing with rabbits.
Yeah, claws.
Yeah, let me see your arm where they got you yesterday. Look at that. So you can expect that. I mean, rabbits are not defenseless at all.
They're not. If people want to buy them, yeah, more than welcome to buy them for pets. But they are going to scratch you. They're just like any other animal. They're going to defend themselves somehow or another. And people say they don't bite. Bull hockey.
They do bite.
And they will claw you to death.
Yeah. And so when you like raising rabbits now we've talked about the negatives. What are the positives to having rabbits on your homestead and farmstead?
You always have some kind of meat source for you and your dogs.
And even cats. We have somebody that buys one for their cat, too.
Cats, snakes, dogs.
What do you think about their poop and their urine?
It's all useful.
Yeah. Okay, so you watched me grow an entire quarter-acre market garden using what?
Poo. Chicken poo and rabbit poo.
That's right.
Compost it.
So just to quickly review, negatives to raising rabbits. Hard to get them to breed, you guys. Keeping up with cleaning the nest boxes, making sure you are prepared for the young and for the fact that they might not feed them, they might not cover them with fur, they may not tend to them at all. So they're bad moms. You saw it turn, had to get away from the bee. So they're really, really bad moms. But on the plus side, they are sweet. To an extent, they are sweet. I love to hold the babies. We raise them because when they do breed, they grow quickly. So when the kits are born, within 12 weeks, they're butchering size. For you, your dogs, your cats, they are a food source. But everything about the rabbit is useful in the garden, you guys. Their urine can balance the pH in your soil. Their urine can be used as your nitrogen fertilizer. Their urine can be used to deter pests, okay? Now, their manure does not need to be composted, and it is better than cow, horse, chicken, goat. You cannot beat rabbit manure for the garden. I just like the fact that I have an animal on my farm that can feed me and grow an entire quarter-acre market garden. Now, some people go on a rabbit thinking it's going to make them a lot of money, and it can make you money. It's also going to cost you a lot of money, and it's going to take more time than you realize. But that's what we're doing today on the farmstead. We're getting everybody ready for babies to be birthed, as well as breeding some of our other rabbits back and getting them bred in. So you're going to have to be able to keep your documentation clear. You're going to need to have some sort of system where you know who is pregnant, who you can breed. You do not want to breed does back to their fathers. You do not want to take and do that crossbreeding too closely. You're going to see videos of people saying it's not a big deal. It is. It causes you to have rabbits, which I call retarded rabbits. They don't take care of their young. They eat them. They pee on them. And they're just violent rabbits. There's no need to breed in your line that close, you guys. So don't breed back mom and dads to their children. Don't do it. Okay, they're rabbits, for God's sake. Get another rabbit from somewhere else and breed it in. Exactly, Stephen. They don't cost that much. You're not raising a prized racehorse here where you're looking for one specific genetic. So don't do that with your rabbits. Keep clear records. We just ordered a tattoo gun so that we can tattoo ears. And we're going to be getting into that later in the winter. It's one of the skills that Steven's going to be teaching himself through the winter. So this is our documentation, guys. It's one of the many ways that we keep up with who is breeding to who and who can breed, blah, blah, blah. It's just basically a rabbit breeding record, okay? You put the breed date, you put what buck you bred them to, nest box, due date, when they actually delivered, how many were born, how many dead, did they even make it to weanings, what were their weight at 8 weeks, and you can write comments. So it's just a good way for to keep your documentation straight. Now, the other thing that we do, index cards, right? Telling us which doe, which buck. All right, look, she's liking her new nest box. They like to get in them. This is a new doe we just got, and I need to put a new tag for her. Just telling Steven that. Now, what I normally do is I take and write in my planner, like my planner that's on the table, when nest boxes are supposed to go in and when they are due for each doe. So when I'm doing my to-do list for that day or that week, I can look at the calendar. I'm like, oh yeah, I've got to put nest boxes in today. And then I know that to be looking for babies over the next couple of days. So those are just ideas and ways for you to keep it straight. We also have a huge chalkboard in the shop, and in the summer mainly, when we have, in the spring, 10 or 15 does all going at one time, we write it on a big calendar on the chalkboard in the shop. These are ways for you to keep it straight, because number one problem new breeders have, they don't write it down. They forget, come out there, all the babies born on the ground or on the wire, and they die. Here's something most people will not admit to you. Rabbits are literally on the bottom of the food pyramid. Prey to every predator in the book, you guys. So everything wants to eat your rabbits, from the red ants to the stray dogs to the coyotes and the snakes and the rats. That's the truth. They don't like hot weather. So living in the South, raising rabbits, you're going to have more trouble than someone that lives up north. Everybody starts out with this mindset of, I'm going to grow them on the ground where they need to be, without realizing that in places like Southeast Louisiana, raising rabbits on the soil is a bad idea. It's a bad idea. You're going to introduce parasites and red ants, ticks, fleas, tapeworms, wolfworms, coccidioides. I mean, you could just name it. You're going to introduce it. So unfortunately, that means they're going to need to be raised in pens. And the wire to build out your rabbit pens is really expensive. So you're not going to get necessarily rich raising rabbits, but you can make a profit. You can grow a garden from them. You can secure food for you, your dogs, with rabbit meat. So in that sense, to me, is it worth raising rabbits? Yes. Now, something Steven and I started here at Starkey Farmstead at the end of 2023 was making our own feed. So yeah, making your own feed, you guys. This is gonna be the last and most expensive part of raising rabbits. Once you learn to build your own cages, then you need to learn to make your own feed. Then raising rabbits is a very profitable endeavor. And I think another thing people do is they get rabbits with the intention of letting their children learn how to be a farmer or to care for something. And they put these rabbits in a cage and they never go check. They trust that their 8 to 17-year-old is going to feed and water the animal properly. And all I can say about that is shame on you, because you're going to find dead rabbits. Kids cannot be depended on. They need to be checked on, okay? Especially when you're going to put something that is alive in their hands to care for. Really? It's going to be up to you. So God bless you. I encourage you, if you're going to start out with an animal on your homestead or your farmstead, start with a rabbit. Please like, comment, and subscribe.